All right, everyone, welcome. Today we are going to dive deep into a topic that, it seems pretty simple on the surface, but it's actually packed with some fascinating linguistic and cultural details. We're talking about how to discuss family in Mandarin Chinese. And look, we're not just here to memorize a bunch of words. Our goal today is to really understand how these conversations work from the inside out. So let's dive right in. Now, I am sure many of you have seen a prompt almost exactly like this in your textbooks, right? It's a classic role-playing exercise. But for our purposes today, I want you to look at this a little differently. This isn't just some simple task to check off a list. No, this is our central challenge. This is the thing we are aiming to master, how to perform this seemingly simple exchange with all the right nuance, the right accuracy, and most importantly, with genuine cultural awareness. You ready for the challenge? So what does it really take to do this well? It's so much more than just translating how many people are in your family. To do it right requires a real command of some very specific vocabulary, a solid understanding of some unique grammatical structures, and, this is the big one, an appreciation for the profound cultural values that shape the entire conversation. So today, we're going to break down every single one of these elements so you can have these conversations with total confidence. And where do we begin? Well, as we always should, we start with the fundamentals, the vocabulary. Think of these as the essential building blocks for our entire conversation. We've got to lay a really solid foundation first. Okay, the first and absolutely most important character we need to master is this one right here, jia. It's pronounced jia with that high, flat first tone. Go ahead and say it with me, jia. Now this single syllable is so powerful. It doesn't just mean family, it also means home, as in the physical house, and by extension, the entire household, all the people inside it. It's a true cornerstone of both Chinese language and culture. And here's where it gets really cool. There's a story hidden right inside the character itself. This is not just some random collection of strokes. Look at the top part. That's the radical bulb, which means roof. Makes sense for a home, right? But what's under the roof? Well, that's shi, which is the character for pig. Now, you might be thinking, a pig? Well, yeah, because in ancient China, having a pig was a sign of wealth, a source of food. So having a pig under your roof meant you had a stable, prosperous household. It meant you had a home. Isn't that an absolutely brilliant way to remember this character? Okay, now let's meet the members of the family. I'm going to say each word, and I really want you to listen closely to the tones. For father, we have baba. Hear that? It's a falling fourth tone, followed by a light neutral tone. Try it. Baba. Mother is mama. High first tone, then neutral. Mama. Older brother is ge. First tone, then neutral. Ge. Younger brother is di. Fourth tone, neutral. Di. Older sister is jie. That dipping third tone, then neutral. Jie. And finally, younger sister is Mei. Fourth tone, neutral. Mei. Do you hear that pattern? That unstressed, neutral second syllable is a key feature you'll hear all the time with these family terms. And right away, we hit a crucial difference between English and Mandarin. In English, we just say brother or sister. It's simple. But in Mandarin, you have to specify. You must say whether they are older, ge, jie, or younger, di, mei. And this isn't just some random grammatical quirk. It is a direct reflection of a deeply ingrained cultural value, the importance of seniority and respect for your elders. We're definitely going to come back to this. All right, so we've got our vocabulary, but words are just the ingredients, right? To actually make a meal, you need a recipe, and that's where grammar comes in. So let's move on and see how to put all these words together into clear, meaningful sentences. So let's dissect the most common sentence you'll use. 我家有三口人. 我家有三口人. Let's break it down step by step. First, 我家, my family. Simple enough. Then, 有, to have. Next, 三, the number 3. And finally, 人, people. But hold on, what about that character right in the middle there? 口? Well, its literal meaning is mouth. So why is it here? Because it's the special measure word used for family members. Think about it from a historical perspective. A family's size was often measured by the number of mouths to feed. The language itself is telling you a story about the practical realities of family life. How cool is that? Now check out the beautiful symmetry here. It's so elegant. The question is, 你家有几口人? The key question word here is 几, which means how many, usually for smaller numbers. Now, to answer, all you have to do is replace that one word, 几, with the actual number. So, 几 becomes 三. The sentence structure stays exactly the same. It's a really simple and clean pattern you can start using immediately. Okay, we have the words, we have the grammar, but to truly master these conversations, to actually connect with people, we have to understand the cultural context. You've probably heard it said that language and culture are two sides of the same coin, and it's absolutely true. So let's explore some of the deep cultural values that are shaping these family conversations. These concepts right here are absolutely essential for anyone living or working in a Chinese-speaking environment. First, there's a strong emphasis on the family as a collective unit, where the harmony of the group often comes before individual desires. This connects to the idea of xiao, or filial piety, which is all about showing profound respect and care for your parents and elders. And as we've already touched on, hierarchy based on age is a fundamental part of social interaction. Understanding this can help you avoid a serious social misstep, like addressing an older person way too casually. You can start to see how these values might influence a simple chat about family, right? And this slide right here perfectly illustrates our main theme today. Why does the language force you to distinguish between an older and a younger brother? It's because the culture demands it. Your relationship, your responsibilities, the way you show respect, it's different for your goga than it is for your didi. So you see, the vocabulary we learned earlier isn't random at all. It is a direct reflection of the cultural values we're talking about right now. So now, let's bring it all together. We're going to combine the vocabulary, the grammar, and the cultural context. It's time to actually see and hear this dialogue in action. I'm going to play both roles for you, so you can really get a feel for the natural rhythm and the intonation. Listen carefully. Okay, here we go. So student A might ask with a polite, curious tone, 你家有几口人? And student B would reply clearly and confidently, 我家有四口人, 爸爸妈妈一个哥哥陪我. Now let's really zoom in and analyze that exchange. Let's analyze that question first. A very, very common mistake I hear from students is with the third tones. People often pronounce ni and ji way too flatly. You have to remember, a third tone needs to have a clear dip and then a rise. Listen again. Ni, ji. It's a falling, rising tone. Try with me right now. Practice that dip. It is absolutely crucial for being understood clearly. So the full question again is, 你家有几口人? Now let's look at the answer. 我家有四口人. My family has 4 people. Then comes the list. Baba, mama. Notice the order? Parents almost always come first. That's a sign of respect. Then, 一个哥哥. Here we need that general measure word 个 because we're specifying one older brother. We can't just say 一哥哥. It has to be 一个哥哥. And finally, 和我, which means and me. The speaker lists themselves last, another subtle nod to humility and putting the group before the individual. Do you see how much cultural information is packed into that one simple sentence? It's amazing. So today, we've taken what seems like a simple exchange, and we've discovered these incredible layers of logic, history, and culture hidden just beneath the surface. Remember, when you ask someone, 你家有几口人, you are doing so much more than just practicing vocabulary. You're using a key to unlock a deeper understanding of one of the world's oldest and richest cultures. The big lesson here is that understanding family is understanding a culture. So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What will you discover when you start asking the right questions?